Hello everyone. In this question, we are supposed to find out if a number that is entered by the user is prime or not. So, before doing that, let's first define what a prime number is just so we are on the same page. A prime number is basically a number that is divisible only by itself and by 1. If it is divisible by any other number in between, then it is not a prime number. So, the input format for this question is that we are given a number t, which represents the number of cases that we'll be testing. Say we have a number t is equal to 5. That means that we'll have to take an input for 5 numbers, which could be 3, 5, 9, 17, 21. And then for all these 5 numbers, I have to check if they are prime or not. If they are prime, I have to print, well, prime, otherwise not prime. 3 happens to be a prime number as its only factors are 1 and itself. So I'll print prime. For 5, I have 1 and 5 as the only factors. I print prime. But for 9, I have my factors as 1, 3, and 9. 9 is also divisible by 3, right? So it will be not prime. Similarly, 17 is a prime number and 21 is divisible by 3. It's also divisible by 7. And so it is not a prime number. We don't have to print the factors, we just need to print whether the number is prime or not. So what we're going to do about this is first we're going to see the constraints. Why? Because it is actually important and we'll see in a few minutes. Why is that? The constraints are that our test cases could range from 1 to 10,000. We could have 10,000 test cases, that is 10 to the power 4. And the numbers that will be entered are, well, from ranging from 2 to 10 to the power 9. The numbers will be positive. So to code it up, we already have our scanner with us. We first need to take an input for our test cases. Then we need to take an input for n numbers from 0 to t. We have t numbers. And now I take an input for my number. For my first number, say, what I'm going to do with this information is that I'm going to run a loop from int I is equal to 1. I is less than or equal to my number itself and I plus plus. Let me change the loop variable actually, since I've already used the variable I before. Hope it is better. The view is better for you now. Now, what I'm going to do is that I'm going to initialize a variable called number of factors, which will be 0 in the beginning, as I discussed. So if the number of factors happens to be more than 2, that is, if we have more factors than the number itself and 1, that if we have more factors than these, then that means that a number is not prime. So for that we check if this let's change the name to divisor actually. If our divisor that we have at the moment is able to divide our number, and well, a number divides the number if it leaves the remainder 0. So that's what we're checking here. If a number divides, then we increase the number of factors by 1. That's what we do here. And for the test case, if we find out that the number of factors is equal to 2, that is 1 and itself, we print prime. Otherwise, we print not prime. Let's see if this code works or not. Looks like I have made some error. In the spelling, most likely. Actually, this variable will need to be defined outside the loop because we are continuously working on it. Now, on running, we'll see that our output is accepting. That is, our solution seems to be correct, and all of our values are being segregated into prime and non-prime values. And we'll see if all of our test cases are passing or not, and they won't. And it seems that the answer is wrong. And that is, it's very possible that our answer is wrong because of the number of test cases that we're passing. So let me explain the concept here. That concept is of our program and the speed at which it executes everything. So say we have a 3 gigahertz processor. It can perform approximately 10 to the power 9 operations in a second. I'm sorry, let me correct that. A computer can perform 10 to the power 9 operations in 1 second. And if you have a 3 gigahertz processor, it can perform 3 into 10 to the power 9 operations in 1 second. So the order is 10 to the power 9 number of operations that has to be maintained. But in our program that we have created right now, let's bring this here. Our program, what this is doing is that this particular loop, the outside loop, this can run for 10 to the power 4 number of operations. And what will happen here is that, the problem with this is that the inner loop will run for 10 to the power 9 at the worst possible case, which is what we'll be executing here, which is the test case that is failing. We have these two cases, and if we run 10 to the power 4 cases for a number that is around 10 to the power 9, we'll have to run this loop 10 to the power 9 times, so our total number of operations would be 10 to the power 13. So it's not that our program is wrong, it is just that it is actually inefficient. It is actually very slow, so our program needs to be correct and it needs to be fast. So the issue here can be resolved by certain approach which I'll introduce at the moment. Say we have 24. Prime factors are 1 into 24, 2 into 12. I mean, it's factors, not just prime factors. Factors are these: 3 into 8, then we have 4 into 6, then we have 6 into 4, 8 into 3, 12 into 2, and 1 into 24. Then similarly for 36 we have 1 into 36, 2 into 18, 3 into 12, 4 into 9, then we have 6 into 6, we have 9 into 4, 12 into 3, 18 into 2, 36 into 1. So in both these cases, if you notice a pattern, we see that if you go beyond the square root, say first of all, these values are getting repeated, right? We have 1, 2, 3, 4. Then, these values are getting repeated again. We have 1, 2, 3, and 4 again. And similarly, 1, 2, 3, 4, 6, then 6 again. And we have 4, 3, 2, and 1. Basically, all of these values are being repeated again. So a pattern that we notice here is that beyond the square root of a number, we won't find a new factor. 36, the square root of which is 6. After that, we're not really finding a new factor for us, right? For 24, its square root will be somewhere around 4, it will be 4 point something. So after 4, we can't find a new factor. All the factors will be repeated. So the concept that we use here is that if we reach the square root of a number and we're not able to find a factor till that point other than 1, then that means the number is prime. As simple as that. So we implement this approach, have the number of factors as 0. I can start from 2 because I know that 1 will be dividing our number. So start from 2, we'll go till the square root of our number, and this particular thing represents div square is less than equal to n. That means that div is less than equal to square root of n. And in one case, say we have a number pq is equal to n. These are the factors p and q. At one point in time, either p will be greater than root of n or q will be greater than root of n. Both of them can't be greater than root of n at the same time. So this is the concept that we're using basically, right? Just writing it in a generic way. So trying out this approach, we have, if a number of factors is 0, I mean, if we are not able to find any factors from 2 to the point of root n, then our number is prime, otherwise it is not prime. Let's try to run this. It's accepting. Let's try to submit this. We are getting the correct answer, but I say that this approach can be optimized even further. I say that if we are testing for a value that is 12, I check 2 first. I find out that 2 actually divides 12. So other than 1 and 12 itself, we also have a factor 2. So that itself proves that 12 is not a prime number. So I say that why don't we actually stop checking as soon as we encounter a factor in this range of 2 to root, because that means that there is a factor other than 1 and the number itself. So I say that as soon as you find out that there is factor, just exit the loop, save on that time. We don't need to check any other numbers. So what we have to do is simply, as soon as we find a factor, we break. And on submitting this code, then of course this should pass because our previous approach passed as well. On running this code, we'll find out that it's the correct answer too, unless I made a mistake, which I did not. And that's basically an optimized way of finding out if a number is prime or not. Thank you so much for watching. If you found this useful, drop a like, leave a comment, and do subscribe to our channel. Thank you.